friends, this is Erin at the At Homestead. Welcome to week 7's garden tour. I'm out here pretty darn late. It's about 8:30, but like everyone in the States and I think actually parts of Canada, we're experiencing a heat wave, and it's been upwards of almost 100 today, which I know is not as bad as Portland. And I follow some people who live there, so I'm really hoping that everything survives for you, and I'm keeping that in my thoughts. But I wanted to do a quick tour today as I water the garden, because we're gonna kind of multitask. Yeah. So thanks for joining me, and let's take a look. Unlike many of you, I hand water all my plants. For some reason, the irrigation system concept is like really hard for me to understand, and I don't really know why. People have tried to explain it to me. I understand. I've seen videos from people. I get how there's couplings and things like that, and you just attach and you do. I don't know, math is hard for me. Does anyone else have math that's hard for you? It's hard for me. And I'm just watering Slim Shady right now. Nothing to see here but kale and carrots that we all know about, and bolting lettuce. Oh, and my husband bought me a pepper. So you guys, if you haven't conditioned your husband to bring you plants every time they go to the store, or if they think about you, it's time. Now is the time to start. That right there that I'm watering is giving a really good water. This is what's called a cow horn pepper, which has the same Scovilles as a jalapeno. So that is super cool, and that's going in our garden. So the first thing that I think I should tell you about is our monster plant. We decided to put Bertha, that's what we're calling her, Bertha, on this old trellis that we had. It's not that old, but this cucumber trellis that we didn't need this year, just to give her a little bit more airflow, get her up off the ground, kind of like stave off some powdery mildew and disease as best we could. And she is looking great. She clearly likes it. She's got a couple female flowers, which is exciting for us. And once they open, I will probably be hand pollinating them, because I really want to see what this looks like, as I think many of you do also. I just I'm excited about that. I want to see what a pink squash plant is. And these leaves also, I've never really talked about them in other videos, but I really want you to take a look at these leaves. Like, not only is it gigantic, right? Like huge, but the variegate, or the patterning on them is just super cool. And I know that this is not powdery mildew. It's not powdery. It doesn't come off. It's been there since it started growing. And it is on every single leaf also. So I know that this is not a disease or something bad for my plant, but I was like, wow, how cool. It also has these, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. See those spikes? They really hurt. They really hurt. I think my tomatoes in containers, the Brad's Atomic and the Blue Cream, I think they're actually getting blossom end rot. And so I'm gonna have to do something about that. And I say that because I saw this on one of my Brads today, and I am pretty sure that there is blossom end rot. And so I'm gonna have to treat this now in hopes of saving this plant. And the plant has given me more trouble. I don't know if I'll ever grow Brad's Atomic. I've been told that it's like really great and amazing, tastes delicious, and it's totally worth it. But man, when they were saying it's finicky, it is finicky. And so I don't know if I'll ever grow that again. If you guys have grown it before and had success, if you've seen anything I've been doing wrong during this process, please let me know, because I would love to know. Am I just growing a plant that I shouldn't be growing in my area due to the heat? That could also be. You know, there are some plants that just thrive really, really well. They do really, really well. And then there are plants that just don't consistently. And that might be Brad's Atomic for me. I'm hoping not, but I hope I at least get one that I can eat, right? Like, just give me one. I just want one. I don't know. So as I'm over here watering the herbs, because you gotta take care of your herbs too, right? And yes, I'm just dousing these guys with water over here. The sun's about to go down, so it'll be fine. And it was so hot today. The humidity as well, it was well over 100 with the heat index. So here are my potatoes, and some of them actually started flowering, which I'm not that happy about, but I can't really control it. And I say that I'm not that happy about only because I don't want them to be in a fight or flight feel where they feel like it's just too hot and they need to survive. And so they're going to put off blossoms to survive and save, like procreate, save their, save the plant itself. So I'm a little sad about that. These herbs need some water. My calendula. You guys, it was a hot, hot day. My strawberries and lavender out here perk up every night, but man, do they get hot. Also, I don't know if you guys are aware, I'm sure most of you in hot climates are aware, that plants that are consistently exposed to degrees over 93, I think, degrees Fahrenheit, they really struggle because the plants, the water starts to evaporate at a faster rate. The plant doesn't get as much nutrients, and therefore it goes into a fight or flight stage and puts off, you know, blossoms or tries to create fruit, and then, or it creates disease, and then the plant, of course, is done for. I have to say, this is my first time trying to multitask like this, and I don't know how some people do it because I keep dropping the camera, but this is the time that I have. So behind me are the tomatoes. I gave them a really big haircut because I was really concerned with the airflow and being able to keep them healthy. So they got a big, big haircut. I'm watering the mortgage lifters there. And by giving them a haircut, I mean, you can see, I'm just giving them a big drink of water. Soak it all in. You guys need a little bit more water than others. You can see all the fruits on there. Like, look at that. It's a lot of fruit. I also took a lot of stems inside. You can now see through it, which is like, it's really good. It's gonna be much better for the plants, much healthier. Fruits are gonna come off of it. I feel kind of bad that I left so much on it for so long, and I was inspired today to just take it off, so I did. So I think that these slicers are gonna do better now with this heat wave, as long as I can keep them hydrated. Just don't want the water to evaporate too fast, and it's just going to, and I'm just gonna have to just keep on it, water more. So these are the cherries that I'm watering now, which are also just laden with fruit. I don't know if you can see all these bunches and bunches and bunches. It's just super cool. Look at all of that in there. See that? So great. And of course, they're well above my head at, I think they're about 10 feet tall, to be honest. They're definitely up there. And then my lucky tiger. This one also has been really hard for me to grow this year. Of all the different varieties, this one and the Brad's Atomic have given me the most trouble. It still has a bunch of fruit on there, so I feel like it's okay. but the leaves are now starting to turn yellow and they're struggling. They're also they're shaped kind of weird, so of course I was always concerned about that. We'll see. Now this side, it doesn't have as many. My Dr. Weiss, I think I only have a couple on here. And then my Romas, I've got a lot, which is really great. I did not prune these Romas because I was just really nervous to prune them. But I have noticed something that I do want to point out, because if you're new to gardening or if you've only been gardening for a short time, you may not see this very often. So this is what's called cat facing. It is not a blight. It is not, let me see if I have another one. Yeah, I thought I had a couple on here. So this is both of these are cat facing, and it is only this one plant that is giving me cat facing, my mystery plant, cat faced tomatoes. So don't be concerned. So don't think that it is blossom end rot or something like that, because at first I was like, that's not blossom end rot, like when I first saw it, but I was freaked out by it. And I like pulled a whole bunch of tomatoes off the plants like my first time I saw it, which was a while ago. And I was just really concerned that I would have to get rid of my entire plant or I wouldn't be able to treat it properly. You guys know the drill. And it turns out cat facing is completely fine. It doesn't harm the tomato. It just didn't develop completely properly. And so if I were at a market, I wouldn't be able to market them or sell them to people. But I say thankfully, I guess luckily I'm not there yet. That would be a dream to be able to do that, to provide food to people who need it, especially in a community. Like, I think that would be awesome. I want to show you my peppers still here. Look how big that one is getting. I mean, these gigantic thunderbolts, I didn't expect them to be that big. I mean, I guess they did say 8 inches of fruit, but I didn't know, I guess, what that looked like. There's a lot of beginnings of fruit here, and as you can see, there's a lot more blossoms starting too. Blossoms here, blossoms here. So that's awesome. Look at those jalapenos, guys. This is Craig's Grande jalapeno. They are like everywhere. This plant has a lot of them. It's super exciting. I really want to make some cowboy caviar, and I made some last year, but I just feel like I didn't have enough. Recipes always call for a certain amount of poundage, like for like a couple pounds. And I always am, hit the plant. Don't want to hit the plant. Always nervous that I won't have enough, because as a backyard gardener, like, can I actually get that many pounds, like 5 pounds of jalapenos to make cowboy caviar? Hopefully I can. And I'm trying to keep my basil from bolting and flowering. Anyone else dealing with that? The basil, like right now, keeping it from the dirty parts of gardening. Sorry. Warning. You will see the hose. Warning. You will see me fumble with the hose. Warning. I'm just kidding. You will see how awkward it can be with a hose. I'm actually really excited about my mini bells too. There's a whole bunch of mini bells on my plants, and they let me show you these guys. They are super cute. This one over here has a lot too, the ones by my shishitos. This guy. And they're supposed to be all kinds of colors, so that'll be fun. Let me, the shishito. Now I am doing a big harvest video later this week because we're taking a whole bunch of food with us to go out of town with. And I am harvesting a whole bunch of shishitos. The rest of my cabbages are coming. All the beans that we don't eat between now and then. And we've got so many beans, guys. So we've got the purple potted pole beans. We've got all these slippery silks, which have got to come off. I might make dinner with these and take the other ones up. Huge nasturtium, gorgeous, so beautiful. Taking over my walkway. You take it over, I don't mind. Oh my, the cubanelles. So I may not be able to pickle these before we leave, but I might just leave them also and then get them when I come back. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? It's gonna be super hot here while we're gone, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm taking the kohlrabi. I'm just gonna pull it all out, so you guys won't see that anymore. Oh, that's cool. It's just bolting. Also, this fancy gourd plant is giving off like these really interesting squashes like everywhere. I was like, I thought this was supposed to be my fancy gourd. These are like those crook neck gourds and things like that that you find, but this is not that. And I need to, I think, start supporting it soon. Look at those. And I am in love with the whimsy. Just love the whimsy. And over here, my other fancy gourd and my Jack B. Littles. The Jack B. Little's doing great, but this also has some fancy gourds on it. Look at those pumpkins. I feel like those are almost ready. Oh, I didn't show you the eggplants over on the other side, but I've got a couple eggplants I need to harvest and take with. And I think I actually need to tie this one up just so it stops laying in the middle of the bed. And that way it's not gonna get like pushed over when the kids run through here. And I think my cucumber has powdery mildew. Ugh. Now, powdery mildew is something you can treat, so I'm not gonna like lose my mind about it, but it's really close to my fancy gourd plants. And so I just want to make sure, that I treat it properly so that it doesn't take over my cucumber plant or my fancy gourd plant, because that could just decimate everything, which would really put a damper on my plans for all the food, you know. Oh well. So I think I might end it here. It's still really, really hot. As you can see, I'm now sweating. I still have to finish watering the garden, and I could take you plant by plant, but I feel like right now is probably not the time to do that because it's super, super hot. And I want to treat that powdery mildew before I go in, because it's not supposed to rain for, what day is today? Tuesday? It's not supposed to rain for maybe Thursday. Till Thursday, I think, it's supposed to rain. So I'm going to treat it now. Hopefully that might help. Thanks, guys, for watching. I know it's a short one, but it's a hot one. Hope all your gardens are doing okay in this heat wave, and I hope that you're getting a lot of stuff starting to come out of your garden. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.